so welcome to another edition, well, another firearm review. And what I have here is a Glock 17 Gen 5, the French edition. I'm super excited for this gun. It's my actual personal firearm that I've added to my collection of firearms. Why is the question? Because I like it. When it comes to having too many guns, there is no why. More matter of how shall we buy more guns. So with this firearm, super excited. I got to shoot it over the last month or two. I'll put it to the range today. We're going to run the accuracy test, the speed test, kind of see how it does. So I like this particular setup. It's a tried and tested operating system in law enforcement, in military across the world. What makes it French? A cheese-eating surrender monkeys. A few things. The first being, this particular firearm is now the official sidearm for the French military. French army put a few firearms to rigorous testing, and the one that they chose was the 17 Gen 5. In the French edition, is it exactly the same as a normal Glock 17 Gen 5? And the answer to that is no. There are some subtle differences. Glock 17 Gen 5, French edition, speed test. Hey! Accuracy test, Glock 17, French edition. We're going to be using factory ammo, SNB 115 grain. 5 shots on target. Let's see how good of a grouping we can get at about 15 yards, not rested from a standing position. So human error will be taken into consideration. Let's see how it goes. Let's see what we can do. 5 rounds! Accuracy test, here we go. Have a look at the grouping, nice and tight. French edition coming in nice and lovely. It's about okay, I had 3 shots, so 4 shots in here, and then I took another 2 shots to make it 6 shots in. Okay, so let's take 2 flyers. A pretty tight grouping. I'm happy with that grouping. These 2 shots, I do recall pulling them slightly, but fucking accurate, man. Definitely thumbs up on the accuracy. We're going to try that one more time just to see if we can replicate the accuracy test. We'll do it one more time, 15 yards. We'll now aim for the Charlie spot instead of the Alpha and see what kind of grouping we get. So not too bad. Beautiful grouping. And then 1 flyer, which is my fault. $1 million question: what separates the French edition from a normal Glock 17 Gen 5? Now, what do you get extra for the French edition? Does it come with a croissant by any chance? No, although they should include it. What you do come with though is a nice pair of sights. It comes with number 1, luminescent steel sights, which are better than the factory sights you will get on a basic Gen 5 Glock 17. The color frame is in coyote. Now, this is not FDE, this is coyote, a different finish. Okay, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I find Glocks boring in general, but I do like the color variation in this particular edition. I think it gives it a lot of character and a lot of flair, a lot of pizzazz, like the French would. It does come with your lanyard for you to hook to your belt if you would like. Well, obviously I would think military and police would require something to attach the firearms to themselves or their rig. Your trigger is the same like your Gen 5 Glock 17. It's a smoother upgraded trigger. Does have your match barrel in there, but again, that's not different from what you'll find in a standard Gen 5 Glock 17. It has double lacerations on your slide, and it comes with the extended slide lock. Okay, in essence, it's a Glock 17 Gen 5 with some frills. All these specifications, the stats, statistics, and all the rest, I'll put it on the side. Do I like it? Shooting it over the last 2 months, yes, I do. The Glock 17, the Gen 5, Glocks in general are a tried and tested firearm. You cannot go wrong when purchasing a Glock. The French edition, the 17, the Gen 5, I like how it fits in my hand. I've got not a massive hand, but I've got a mid-sized to big hand. Fits very nicely in my hand. The recoil management in this is quite excellent. The accuracy is really good. It's not easy to shoot this firearm fast because of the trigger. It's got a standard, your standard Glock triggers are not the smoothest triggers in the world, and that's no secret. There are though plenty of upgrades that can be done to the particular triggers that will rectify the problem. So my final take on the Glock 17 French edition: number one, it's a very cool gun to look at and to shoot. It's ergonomical, it's a Glock, it'll last forever, it's tried and tested. The attachments that you could add to them are limitless. You could go berserk and crazy with your aftermarket parts and your aftermarket upgrades on your Glock range. I enjoy shooting the Glock 17 Gen 5 French edition. It was accurate. The trigger is not the best. Well, that being said, it can be easily fixed, and you can always replace and put in aftermarket triggers to lighten your triggerable pull. For an everyday carry firearm, for shooting or having fun on the range, the Glock 17, the Gen 5 French edition could do it all. And at the prices coming in, it's a very, very reasonably priced. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and a like button. It does help the channel tremendously. Thank you very much, guys, and we'll see you on the next video.